I've been following this case. See how they are? Even when they breed you up, yeah. Well, even when, you know what I mean? Even when they breed you up, they still see you as a little plaything. They don't take you seriously. You know what I mean? They even let you, they let you, man, be married to her, you know, and let her still do escort work. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. You know what I mean? That's how they view you. Listen, let me get to the story, yeah, before I break it down, yeah, break it down. Now, before I do, I've been actually following this for a little while, actually, you know what I mean? Only now I've had time to drop something on it, because there's been a little development here. But basically, what happened here was, yeah, this, you know, listen, can't hate, she's fine, no doubt, it's a good-looking girl, yeah? Ashley Sinclair, yeah? That's her dutty name, yeah? I shouldn't say that because... Anyway, Michaela Rylestam, yeah? Okay, that's her real name, yeah? Yep. Michaela Rylestam, yeah, according to this, yeah, was allegedly paid by a Michael Dale $11,000 to glue his eyes shut, wrap him in plastic mummy style, and glue on women's boots, yeah? But the thing went kind of wrong, yeah? So, basically, yeah, an OnlyFans model, that'd be her, whose client died, or she, deceased, after being wrapped in plastic wrap in a kinky sex session, has reached a plea deal with prosecutors. Okay. Michaela Rylestam, who was initially charged with second-degree M in the case, pleaded guilty May the 6th to a lesser charge of involuntary manslaughter, according to San Diego County District Attorney's Office. Okay? The Californian mum, see, she's a mum, you know, yeah, is expected to be sentenced to 4 years in prison in connection to the April 2023 unaliving of Michael Dale at a hearing on June the 8th. Rah, a little 4 years, you know. That's a good little touch, you know. You know what I mean? The 55-year-old was deceased after he allegedly agreed to pay $11,000 for a fetish session with Rylestam, who advertised her services on secret hostess under the name Ashley Sinclair, according to New York Post. Okay, so obviously Dale, that was the victim, arranged to meet her for the fetish play session, and he allegedly asked the mum of three to wrap him in saran wrap like a mummy and pour Gorilla Glue in his eyes to seal them closed and glue women's boots to his feet as part of the kinky encounter at his home. Okay? Prosecutors said Rylestam recorded videos of the meeting which showed Dale with his wrists bound and a plastic bag over his head. His body was fully encased in plastic wrap while duct tape had been placed over his mouth. Oh dear. When he lost consciousness, Rylestam called 911, but sadly he passed away the following day. A medical examiner determined that Dale had died from asphyxiation after concluding the bag had been placed on his head for longer than 8 minutes. Okay, rah. And there's more. There's more. There's more. The thing is, though, in contrast to this, yeah, the prosecution are saying that Dale voiced requests for the session, like sealing his eyes, but he never asked for a plastic bag to put on his head. We will never know that. We'll never know that. During the hearing, Dale's roommate testified that he overheard Dale asking Rylestam to stop, noting Dale even offered her more money to put an end to the session. Rah, okay. Again, we'll never know. It's a murky area. Rylestam's attorney, Dan Cohen, previously argued, according to the New York Post, that she never intended to unalive Dale. There was no intent to unalive and no attempt to cover this up, he said. She acted appropriately when realizing there was a problem and there was definitely a consensual element to the case. Fair enough. Now, boy, listen, Some of you women, yeah, you know, if they, like I say, what do they call it? Pasta and lobster. Listen, her partner, yeah, obviously they've got kids, 3 kids. He knows what she's doing. He's in on it. And obviously he doesn't mind her boning and banging next man. Now, what respecting brother do you know would permit that? Come on now. Come on now. Even when the love is lost in some relationships, no respecting brother that I know of backbone, of rank, of strength, is gonna allow our next man to do them things. You know what I mean? Now, in this case, it was obviously, you know, an escort thing. It was for money. I get that. I understand that. But that tells me a lot about her relationship. Okay? So, and this is similar to the other Ashley case, you know. In her case, she was unalived by her partner. The bottom line is, these guys aren't treating these girls with love. You know what I mean? Facts. What more do you want me to say? You know what I mean? And another thing, yeah, a lot of these girls are quite good-looking girls. So, truth be told, you know, really and truly, if they're about that man, yeah, who's going to save them, and if they're about Massa, and about the Caucasian man who's going to save them, rah, 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 yeah. Okay, go to the top. You know what I mean? Okay, go to the very top, and you know what I mean? Go all out. But at the same time, that said, there is still no guarantee, you know? The bottom line is, yeah, the bottom line is this, yeah. Boy, 3 kids and having to do that, make it make sense. Make it somewhere along the line, money's tight. And isn't the whole idea that you're going with these guys for money, for security? So that's a double whammy, isn't it? And now you're doing 4 years. Boy, lot to say here. You know what I mean? The guy's not seeing the good looks. He's just seeing you as a, you know, an ethnic plaything, or you know, well, that's my ethnic partner, and that's where it stops. You know, breeded you up, yes, but there's no. I don't think there's connection there like that. You know what I mean? Especially when it comes to the women and the men. You know what I mean? You know, of course, someone's going to jump in now and say, "Oh, I've been with my partner for 10, 20 years." Okay, but that's a length of time. I don't know the quality of their relationship. But hey, that's your business. But hey, back to this story. Nah, man, she's tying man up, gluing man up, gluing man up. And if the friend did hear her say that, yeah, and he's begging her to stop, why didn't the friend come out then and stop it? See? Now, looking at her, I don't think she's a malicious person. So maybe, you know, maybe there's not much truth in the fact that she did that. But then again, looks can be deceiving, we don't know. But ultimately, it is what it is, you know what I mean? Man prayed for service, it went wrong, and boy, that's that. It is what it is. Later.